Hello everyone, this is Lock9, and welcome back to the Great Builds YouTube channel. And today's a very special day because I finally did a couple of things that we'll have to talk about in this video. First off, I upgraded my video editing software, if you can't tell, because the watermark's non-existent anymore on the channel. And that's mostly because, if you don't know, I've been using Filmora for my video editing software, and I wanted to see what the pro version was like, and I believe the price was $40 for a full year, which is really not bad when you look at the other prices, other editing softwares online for pro versions. And, while I'm not sponsored by Filmora in this video, I would recommend if you're trying to make any videos or just having fun with, fooling around with video editing or even, slideshows and stop animation like I do in the intro, then you really do have a lot of options with Filmora. And of course, with the Pro version, I'm now able to make editing a lot faster because of all of the new features. And of course, it also helps because the watermark is gone and I can also upload videos in 4K now, which is going to make it a lot more detailed when you look at the Lego City in the videos. Now, of course, that's not all we're here to talk about today. Let's look at some of the changes in the city. So the first car we're going to be taking a look at today is a small little yellow car I built using a couple of pieces. Just a nice simple car, and I feel like that this size car fits better in the city than an 8-wide speed Champions car would, so I'm going to be building more cars like these in the future. And of course, on this little scooter over here, I've designed it to be a reference to classic space, specifically M-Tron. And if you didn't know, M-Tron was one of the themes of classic space, and I wanted to add some reference to it somewhere in the city, so we have an M-Tron guy riding around on his electric scooter that's in the same colors of his faction. Now, of course, you might have already noticed it, the sidewalks. They're all now one plate higher than the actual road, which allows you to differentiate the sidewalk from the road, which is pretty much what I wanted to do in the first place here, but instead of actually showcasing my process of doing it along the way like I would for other projects, I didn't do that this time because I had to basically take all the buildings out of the city and remove all of the existing sidewalks and put them all back in one plate higher. So that took quite a while, but of course, now the buildings are using the Mills plate technique where you place on top of a base plate some bricks and then you place your build on top of that. Some people will put those skills to work and basically fill in entire base plates with this. But for now, it's just an easy way for me to move the buildings around a little bit more without having to worry about breaking any parts off like what used to happen with the different plates. Now, of course, you probably have already noticed the skyscraper is also here. And the skyscraper, I wanted to move over from the police station to the center of the city because that makes it feel a little bit more like a city skyline that way. And, of course, you can use the little entrance from the little balcony on top of the newsstand over there. And that's just a very simple little setup to get up to the skyscraper. Now, moving over from that, we have the billboard. Now, this is where I'll talk about the intro for a little bit, so if you don't really want to hear about that, you can leave the video now. It doesn't really matter to me, because this is just something I wanted to talk about because it's a core part of what I do on YouTube. Now, the billboard was built using colors in my channel's colors specifically, which is dark azure and lime green, and I built it next to the amusement park because the bright colors wouldn't feel out of place over there, and it's just another build that makes the city feel more fleshed out. Now, beyond that, the intro that I did was made with stop animation, which is where you take multiple different pictures and you combine them together next to each other and create sort of a reel that you can use to make an animation out of. Now, this takes a long time because you have to snap each individual picture, but I enjoy it. And of course, there's just plenty of uses for it. Like, even my previous intro, I had stop animation being used. And this time I also have stop animation being used for this as well. Now, for the music in my intros and outros on the channel, I actually make that music myself. And that's mostly because YouTube can't copyright strike something if you already made it. And I mostly just use Soundtrap, which is a music making platform that you can use to make different sounds and make music with. And I basically use that to create a custom rendition of the intro song I made for this channel. Now, it's not the same intro song that it was previously, because this intro song is much more grand, and I tried to add more instruments to it and make it feel more energetic, which is the vibe I want for this channel. So it's a very much enjoyable change, and with that plus the stop animation, you know you've got yourself a pretty decent sounding intro that's really going to hook people who haven't been to the channel before to say, oh, this is pretty cool. I wonder what else he's got going on. And of course, it's just my passion to do stop animation, and I love making music, so this is a perfect way to deal with all of that stuff at once. Now, I should mention that in order for all of this stuff to work out together, it takes a lot of time, but that's okay, because with the new editing software, everything takes a little bit less time for me, and I think that's going to help out with getting more videos out in the future. Now, that just about does it for everything that I have to talk about in today's video. I've got plenty of other videos coming up in the future for you guys to take a look at, and of course, I hope you all enjoyed this video. See the other city videos in the playlist in the end screen, and of course, I hope you all have a great day.